She died when she was 10 years younger than I am now. Song about love and growing up in the Deep South. Song about food. I find myself in the introduction to this song doing things that my mother liked to hear me do on the guitar. She liked me to do that pseudo-malagueña kind of thing. The only music that she ever listened to that I didn't like was Teresa Brewer. I mean, come on, songwriters. I don't want a ricochet romance. I don't want a ricochet love. If you're careless with your kisses, find another turtle dove. I'm sorry, but that was what was making hits in the post-war early 50s. It was the kind of music that, see, my mother was in that generation where they felt like, well, we won this big war, we're now invincible. That was a terrible mistake. But the music reflected this schlocky kind of, don't make me think, don't make me challenge, just give me Snooky Lanson. Or there were some nice melodies and things still coming out of the songwriters, like my mother's favorite song. So my mother gave me music, my daddy gave me words. My daddy didn't care much for music, unless it was funny. Had to be funny or he didn't care about it. But he could recite all those early American poems, the Casey at the Bat, you know. Sometimes he preferred the more risque. One of his favorites was the Piddling Pup, which he could recite even when he was in the thick darkness of his Alzheimer's. He couldn't talk very straight, but he could recite poems, and that's the way Alzheimer's works. So there is some hope for me. I have a lot of material to draw on. Farmer's dog came into town and his Christian name was Rex. Unusual was his specialty and piddling was his text. You have to understand, see, this is the dog that comes into town. He's a strange dog, and he walks around, he out-piddles all the other dogs in town, and they're just baffled by this. Great line in there where he says, just to show the whole shebang, he didn't give a damn. He went into the grocery store and piddled on a ham. This is the kind of thing my dad just loved. And he recited this with gusto. And then at the end, of course, not to have to give it away, but the fact is nothing ever put them wise that Rex had diabetes. Not very funny closing, but they had to get out of it somehow. So my dad gave me words and my mom gave me the music. And so I haven't written a song about my dad yet. He's appeared in many songs, takes a strong role in there, but only one was written for my mom. Because my mother was my defender and my support system over all those years. Even against my dad's dire economic warnings that I'm going to die alone and broke on the streets, my mother was there to say, no, he's going to be a musician. All during the jazz years and the folk years and the rock and roll and R&B years and the bossa nova years and the classical years, all the way through, she was there for me. And all I got to show for it is this song that I wrote for her. Not about her, I just wrote one I thought she'd like. on the kitchen floor. I was chopping wood, fire's burning good, kettle's bubbling on the eye, and there's a ham in the oven. Mama's stirring something, son, touch it and I'll tell you high. Oh, Mama Lou, I'm staying here with you. Cook me something sweet tonight. That old porch swing's creaking, Mama's tea kettle shrieking on a sunny Thanksgiving day. Wipe the smile off my face, cause Grandpa's saying grace, but any kid would rather eat than pray. I love my collard greens, I want some black-eyed peas, I want sweet potatoes on the side. And okra gets my vote when it slides down my throat, and of course I want my chicken fried. Oh, Mama, I'm staying here with you. Cook me something sweet tonight. Now the tea is double sweet. It cools me when I eat, smelling biscuits rising slow in the pan. Mama's cobbler full of berries, topped with ice cream and cherries, makes a beggar out of any man. My memory's wrong to that old family home where it smelled like heaven all the time. And Grandmama never changed from a fire to a range. That's music to this heart of mine. Oh, Mama, I'm staying here with you. Cook me something sweet tonight. Taste buds are quaking, Mama's trickling lemon icing on top. I'd still be licking that bowl at 100 years old if Mama hadn't ever stopped. Oh, stop, yes she did. And those broken-hearted kids, they never let a blessed word go by. And my Mama's gentle spirit didn't fly by and hear it raising love in the same reply. Something sweet tonight. Cook me something sweet tonight. Something sweet tonight. It would seem that this part has nothing to do with the song about my mother, but it really does. Because we were always into that thing we learned from Louisiana, that scat singing thing where you were just singing without need of a lyric or even an instrument. Just making music with your voice and your face and your body. And we'd sit around and oh, this is something anybody could do.